Well, hello and welcome. Yes, I'm always got computer troubles at the moment. I don't know. I think my computer's not happy about having to have her work so hard today. Yes, I think we've been here. I think I've been. Is it 4 videos or something that I've already done today? 4 or 5 videos? I don't know. I think my computer's not happy about the benefit of lockdown. The benefits of lockdown, I think. Yeah, I just have been all over it today. I know that there's been a few people that have said I've been very quick off the mark today. So today we've got, well, I wouldn't say they're necessarily tanties, but they're rants. You need a video of Flint. I don't have a video of Flint as such, but I've only got her Twitter. And she gets absolutely slammed on Twitter. People are not happy with her. I've got, yes, so we've got, we've had Mr. Barilaro today. He also refused to talk about his daughter and her predicament. I've got some stuff on that. I've got Nicole Flint's Twitter that is really bizarre. Katie Joy's Twitter, and there's a live in there somewhere, again, which is bizarre. I've never met somebody laugh so much talking about an FBI investigation. And here's my issue that I have. Why would the FBI be telling her who the suspects are? That's what I want to know. Why would they be communicating to her that they're close to nailing somebody? And then you've got Unirock mouthing off that he knows who they are, that Saltz is talking to them, and the FBI are moving in 3 or 4 weeks. I don't think that they're going to speak. I am very, very limited in the way that I know. I don't know a lot about legal case, but I'm certain that if there's a police investigation, they don't tell you anything until it's done. That's all I will say. So I think there's lots of people talking out of their butts at the moment, in my opinion, and we'll have a look at that. But Katie Joy then calls out for something. Here for the company, but getting a good education too. Oh, thank you, me more. SBI, I ask as much as I know. Well, I don't understand a lot of it. Yeah, I just don't understand why the FBI would be communicating with people over their investigation. And why do FBI want amateurs doing their sleuthing for them? Anyway, so let's start off with the bruz himself. So I did the video of him. Well, that is true, EC. That is true. But the issue that I've got with that is, at what point is accusing every man and the drover's dog of being the criminal or being behind it? At what point does that become detrimental? Because at the moment we have every man and the drover's dog. I am sure I'm in that list somewhere. There was a list revealed today, and my name wasn't in it, and I was actually very disappointed I wasn't in that list, because I would have liked to have sent a cease and desist. But yeah. So let's start off with Nicole Flint. No, sorry, I was going to start with Bruz, the Bruz man. Let's start with Bruz. This is Sky News. This is a Sky News article, which I thought was very interesting. Sky News obviously didn't get the memo. All right. So it says, John Barilaro, it's under Australian News, coronavirus. Obviously will. John Barilaro refuses to answer questions over daughter Dominica's fine for public health order breach. New South Wales Deputy Premier John Barilaro was asked by Sky News Australia if he had questioned his daughter over why she felt the need to travel to Sydney from Cuba. Now, let me tell you, if it was my daughter, there would be a please explain. And my daughter And I'm not the Deputy Premier of a state. I can tell you there would be a please explain. New South Wales Deputy Premier John Barilaro has refused to answer questions about his daughter's alleged breach of COVID rules. Well, if she lives at home, she does. Mr. Barilaro was quizzed about the actions of his daughter, Dominica, by Sky News Australia Tom Nicolle on Friday after she was fined $1,000 for failing to comply with public health orders. Police alleged Miss Barilaro, 20, travelled from Cubion near the ACT New South Wales border to Sydney, then back down to Canberra before returning home last Friday. Mr. Connell said to Mr. Barilaro, "Have you asked your daughter why she felt the need to take this trip?" "Tom, I have no comment to make. Private citizens are entitled to their privacy, not if they break the law, Mr. Barilaro. There is nothing here in relation to the public domain, so I have no comment to make," Mr. Barilaro responded. Mr. Connell said the trip would go against New South Wales COVID rules and noted Mr. Barilaro's position as Deputy Premier. "Tom, you are asking the hundreds of others that have been fined the same question. They're private citizens. I'll leave it at that. Let's move on in relation to pandemic," Mr. Barilaro said. Yes, but not everybody's father's the Deputy Premier of a state, though. Anyway, I'm just saying. Just like many families that have fined, no one seems to ask these questions, and I think it's unfair that you're asking me these questions. Mr. Barilaro was spoken by officers with a spokesperson saying, Miss Barilaro was spoken to by officers with a spokesperson saying she was very helpful and apologetic. New South Wales Police Deputy Commissioner Gary Warboys told the reporters on Friday a young lady from down at Queanbeyan was spoken by police from the Queanbeyan police station. Because how does his role have something to do with it? Well, he's part of the decision making. He's part of the senior team that's made all the rules. That's why. The young lady was considerate of the investigation, was polite and forthcoming, and that infringement was issued to her, he said. New South Wales residents who live outside lockdown regions of Greater Sydney and the Blue Mountains, Central Coast, Wollongong and Shell Harbour are banned from travelling to these areas unless they have a reasonable excuse. Residents in lockdown are not allowed to enter the regions and must not travel more than 10 kilometres from their home for exercise. Mr. Barilaro was investigated by police last year after he travelled from his home at Jambabira to his property 120 kilometres away, but was cleared for breaching coronavirus laws. Well, that is true, but society does state that we have a different, that you need to set the example. Now, I'm a preacher's kid, and let me tell you that we were always told that we were always representative of. Right. So anyway, she only got fined $1,000, but she did two breaches. She did the breach from Queanbeyan to Sydney and then to Canberra. So Danny's killing Bill. He thinks he's funny. He's talking about. There's been no deaths in Victoria actually this year, but we won't get into the semantics of that because the facts will we'll show you whatever you want from your viewpoint, really. But anyway, that's just what happened. Well, that's not according to the coroner's report for suicide for 2020 and 2021, which I've read. I think I did a video on it. I think I did a video on my channel somewhere, but there wasn't. I just think at the moment, Memo Dragon, with the fact that he's suing somebody and there's lots of other things happening, and that the state, he's the Deputy Premier of a state that has a virus that's running out of control. That's why that is. Because people are looking at him now and going, well, his daughter doesn't have to do it, so if they don't have to keep by it, why should I? It's just human nature. It's what people do. All right. So this is Here we are. This is Nicole Flint. Shout out to John Barilaro MP for holding the awful FriendlyJorides to account for their dangerous and disgusting behaviour. When our elbow MP and the Australian Labor Party going to do the same and cut their ties with their terrible individuals? I'm still waiting to find out. Media Watch put for you to be even asking that question is an indictment on your level of journalism. John Barilaro files up at Sky News. So she's saying, so she's stating here, shout out for holding the awful FriendlyJorides to account for their dangerous and disgusting behaviour, and then calling out Labor to do the same. However, someone says good mate of Rudd's too. Here. And we see he's been able to raise $1 million for his defence. What's the world coming to? Yeah, awesome, isn't it? Yes, and your kind don't like being held to account. Bring on a retrospective ACAC. Meanwhile, women around the country and staffers at Parliament House could only wish for their stories to be believed and follow up so quickly by due process. The LNP are the ones not doing anything about it. They are the ones in power. Scott and Nicole couldn't care one bit about these women. What about the conduct of FriendlyJorides was dangerous or disgusting? He said mean words. Someone's on the bodyguard. It's a great pick by Doubt Morrison. Could be motivated to lift anything heavier than the frosty pint glass. Making nasty great again. Yes, I hate free speech. 1 hour optional sexual harassment training for Australian MPs. Yes, that's what they have to do. You need to be in lockdown, Meemaw? That's sad. We're in lockdown. We go hard and fast. And then someone says, you tweeted this during work hours. This is not official government business. Please do your job. You work for us. And it says, yes, you are also my local member. Cry more. Sounds like something a Wendigo would say, but okay. While Porter and Laming are still in the party, you have no leg to stand on. Dangerous, disgusting, terrible. Just know, have any views on this content on Liberal Australia or the arrest? I guess that applies to the great morality of Nicole Flint too. Vote yourself out. Well, she's not contesting the next election anyway. Yes, a fine, upstanding man. Sharing a video of him having a cry because he doesn't think he should be held accountable is not a win. You may think it is. So people are screenshot this for future use. But what's the point of having businesses open if everybody's too sick to be able to do anything about it? So there's lots of comments to that. Because if people are sick and in hospital and they're on ventilators, they can't go shopping, can they? It's just my point. I'm all for hard and fast lockdowns. That if you look around the world, that's what seems to work. Indonesia actually just has overtaken India as having the highest death toll and being the worst affected in the world. All right. So, hello, Kim. Do you think the universities and corporate public service participants end up indoctrinated to the irrational church of green? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't really know much. So you want people to starve with no jobs and can't afford rent? I've not been able to afford rent for a very long time. I'm not justifying it, but I'm just saying I know what that I've known what that's like for a very, very long time. So even pre-COVID. So it's tough going. Anyway. So that's what Nicole Flint was doing on Twitter today. What is the solution, EC? Hello, Plan to Create. How was your lockdown day today? They are giving people assistance, Kim. There's assistance at a federal level and a state level. Yeah. And we know in order to stop the Delta virus, you actually have to stop movement. And lockdown is the way, and stopping movement is the way to stop it. Cindy just popped that actually MSN wants everyone to believe we are still about to die, but yeah, look, I mean, it is going to help. They really needs what the government should really do is pay more for the unemployment rate and the pensions, because it's very, very low, or reinstate JobKeeper. So, which was doing okay. But then big businesses were taking advantage. We had businesses taking advantage of it. So you had businesses that were never going to keep their staff, take the money, and then they sacked their staff anyway, and they were taking all this money from the government. So it seems that whatever scheme they do gets thwarted. But unfortunately, the people in need get blamed. So or online businesses, I think, are the way to go. I mean, I think a lot of corporations have had to reinvent themselves, and the ones that are succeeding are the ones that haven't reinvented themselves. So I go to like a restaurant every Sunday. I will now order takeaway or I'll get delivery now because I can't go in there. And so I keep supporting the local businesses. So yeah. Look, it's a very touchy subject. I know, and see, my brother was a Qantas, was one of those people that got sacked. He was the baggage handler, and he got sacked, and they were very angry because Qantas had taken JobKeeper, knowing that they weren't going to keep their jobs, and all that time they thought they were going to have a job, and they didn't have a job. So anyway, all I can say is that we've seen, yes, unemployment rates are the lowest in years. Yes, that's what the government's telling us. The other interesting thing is, I can't remember what I was going to say. There's something else I was going to say. I can't remember. And I think different strategies work in different locations. I think because we're an island nation, but I do agree we have to stop it. We have to stop people from coming here. Did you know? Here's something for you. I read that Caitlyn Jenner arrived in Australia. Caitlyn Jenner. Why? Anyone know why Caitlyn Jenner would be allowed in Australia? Anybody? And this is where the problem is. Not that I've got anything wrong against Caitlyn Jenner. Anyone know why Caitlyn Jenner would be in here? Caitlyn Jenner. For Celebrity Big, is it for Celebrity Big Brother? Yes, for Celebrity Big Brother. We've got all these hundreds of thousands of. See, I do too, Dom. I like staying in my PJs. So it says getting into Australia is near impossible at the moment, except it seems if you're Hollywood royalty. There are reports that Caitlyn Jenner has taken up one of the severely limited number of airline seats so she can take part in Channel 7 series Celebrity Big Brother. Yes, there are limited airline seats coming from each country bringing people home. But no, we need to give that seat to a celebrity, not to somebody who's trying to get home. Yeah, I believe the international borders should be closed. I don't believe that Caitlyn Jenner should be allowed in the country. I'm sorry. I believe so, right? Well, a group representing Australians stranded abroad has said the fact a celeb can fly in while others struggle is a slap in the face. The sky-high airfare that many simply cannot afford is unlikely to be borne by Jenner. If she wins, it's reported she will be able to hit side a cool $500,000 richer. There are thought to be as many as 34,000 Australians overseas who are trying to get home, and only 3,000 weekly spots. 3,000 weekly spots, and Jenner got one of them. Yeah, on Friday, the Daily Telegraph revealed Jenner, the parent of Kendall and Kylie Jenner, and step-parent to Robert, Courtney, Kim, and Khloe Kardashian, had landed in Sydney. She's understood to be in hotel quarantine. It's unclear whether she has taken the spot of an Australian, as many celebrities entering Australia have organised their own quarantine at their own expense. They should be in hotel quarantine like the rest of everybody else. A spokesperson for the Stranded Aussies Action Network told news.com.au that there was no transparency around who qualified to fly into Australia, and more clarity was needed, particularly as the cap has now been slashed in half. Jenner's arrival is clearly a slap in the face for stranded Aussies, but it's not the celebrities that are to blame, it's the failed government policies that allowed this to happen. I'm just reading here. The paper reported that Celebrity Big Brother will be filmed at Sydney Olympic Park, close to New South Wales' largest vaccination hub. Celebrity Big Brother will be hosted by Sonia Kruger, and it's expected to air later this year. Prior to leaving the US, Jenner posted an image of herself on Instagram wearing a Clean for California t-shirt. She's running in the September election to be governor of the country's largest state. The former Olympian Jenner has previously competed on US and UK reality shows as well, and of course Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So there you go. So Graham's, yeah, because you're stranded, aren't you? You're stranded overseas. So that was Caitlyn Jenner before she left. So yes, so there's a bit of unrest at the moment because of this, and I don't blame people from being very angry. There's no relevance to say it. No, they've just chucked that in there, I guess. They've just put that in there. I don't think there's really any relevance to it at all, to be honest with you. Well, that's right. The borders have never been closed, and they need to be closed. Well, I want to know those that are coming home permanently, or those that just want to come home for a little while and then go back. I don't know. But anyway, it's a bit of a sore topic amongst people. So let's have a look at Jordan's FriendlyJorides Twitter. Because we should not bring back homeborn and not... Well, I think the biggest list is in India, I believe. There's most of them. Right, so this is this is FriendlyJorides. So Nicole Flint, shout out to John Barilaro for holding the awful FriendlyJorides to account for their disgusting and dangerous behaviour. When are Albo and the Australian Labor going to do the same and cut their ties with these terrible individuals? I'm still waiting to find out. FriendlyJorides writes, Nicole Flint appears to endorse terror units being sent in to assault the families of journos that LNP politicians don't like. Dangerous and distant behaviour. When are Liberal Oz and Scott Morrison MP going to cut ties with this power-hungry, beyond slow-ibistic? What on earth is that word? Individual. What is it? Slow-lipistic individual. Okay. And then to here, well, it says no infringement was issued, and the ACT considers the matter finalised. So there was no fine for entering the ACT for Barilaro's daughter. So it says he said both ACT and New South Wales Police are refusing to penalise John Barilaro's daughter for border breach. Her second COVID breach in the matter of days. I guess laws don't apply if you're a Barilaro. And then he says, look how angry John Barilaro gets when asked a fair public interest question from Tom Connell. Is it a surprise that he thinks it's okay to throw the police on any journo that questions him? So that's FriendlyJorides' reaction to that. I'm assuming. Oh, really? Okay. No, it's Solispic. SOLIPSISTIC. So that was Jordan's response to what's happened today. Jordan's response to what's happened today. All right. Now, I know that there's a blocked by Katie Joy handle going around, but who can actually say they've been blocked by Katie Joy twice? I didn't even say anything. I went to check out two of the day and I was blocked by Katie Joy again. It will be interesting to see the Sky News brought up in criminal court with Bruz. Well, see, Bruz was saying this is the thing that I couldn't work out. He has to have had to have gotten legal advice. He has to have. I don't understand how he said he had nothing to do with it, because, however, he had to have made a complaint for them to investigate. So the police wouldn't have just arrested them because they felt like it. There had to have been a complaint made. He had to have made a complaint. He had to have stated that he was being stalked and he feared for his life. He had used the words. I know, Jenna. I know. I'm very lucky, aren't I? So I don't know how Bruz can deny the fixated unit department's involvement. Maybe he didn't actually tell them to put that unit in charge, but there was obviously something in the conversation that he had with the police that gave them the idea that they needed to have the fixated persons units involved. I'm doing two at once, Mimo. I'm doing two in one. I'm running two conversations. Yes. So I have trouble believing that that Bruz has said that he had nothing to do with it, because he had to have filed the report. That's all I'm saying. He's not. He's had to have used trigger words to get the police excited. I know who I'm focusing. I am trying to focus. You're on your side, chaotic. You thought it was me? All right, yes, we are getting on to, we are going to switch to Katie Joy for a little while. She also did a live today, and she essentially outed another person. You can have the fixated persons unit or the Muppets. That's all we've got available. Yes, we'll have the Muppets. My argument is for the fixated units to be that he had to have filed a report. Yeah, but, well, that makes the complaint even worse, Physics Down Under, because it's based on hearsay evidence, not direct evidence. It will get thrown out of court if that's the case. So this is Katie Joy. Yeah, she's at it again. So incoming. WOACB Discord members revealed Discord has harassed, doxed, spammed, and interferes with my life regularly, apparently. I didn't make the list. And then she names 2 people, Erin and Uncivil Law. So apparently you can't go into a Discord server because you're gonna get in trouble. I watched The Glare today with KJ and Sophie Long. It was good. He must have been given advice. Yeah. So she went after this sipping tea under the willow tree today. Without you, we would never have gotten death threats or people trying to ruin my life, but go on. I hope Uni Rock isn't ignoring Jennifer in his live stream. And then she's on Erin. She's talking about so she has this group of people that she refers to as part of a group. So we're not, apparently there's this whole group now that's doing it. And I don't understand. Uni Rock did a live stream where he was saying that the FBI are going to be making arrests, and he was carrying on about something and that they know who it is. Katie goes on and says that they know who it is. And in my opinion, I don't think anybody knows who it is, because I don't believe the FBI would be telling them. Why would the FBI be telling Uni Rock and KJ about stuff and not salts? Yes, she says she's calling everybody a cult. Yeah. Neglecting the fact that she's a cult. Yes, I know, he did. Oh yeah. So now she's saying she's going to tell, and then she's going to tell you how they've caught the person. So I hope everybody is going to listen when I play her live, because she's going to tell you how she set the trap. Why would someone literally call the FBI when they find out an IP address in their town is connected to death threats received? Immediately claim Erin was setting her up. Why would she deny knowing me until recently when I know her to be one of the cruelest of my trolls? How am I going to... So the story goes that KJ plants a debate that an IP address is linked to a hometown that somebody lives in. She's just saying that Uncivil plan to create is in the Discord server that harasses and doxes her. And so that she released this information to say that the IP address had been traced to this town, and somebody said that was their town, and got really scared and nervous and rang the FBI. And she actually laughs about the person ringing the FBI on her stream, because she goes, "Why would you ring the FBI if you're innocent?" You know, and it's really quite scary. I know if somebody had said, if there was an IP address linking myself, I would be ringing the FBI too, to give them what I know. But apparently, I get the impression that KJ is not very happy, because the conversation has not, because that person went to the FBI, not her. I think that is what this is about. Okay, this is what started the thing. This is her. Why would you call the FBI if you were guilty? Well, that's a good point, Plan to Create, because, yeah. My heart is racing like this is so messed up. That's all I said. What? So she's outed the place where she's saying the stalker comes from, or the troll comes from, or the death threats come from, and somebody who watches her, who, well, I guess is not her fan anymore. If you're not a friend, you're a hater. Now has had a conversation with her, which she blasts all over the Instagram live, and then laughs at the fact she laughs at the fact that the woman laughed. When do we get to see this? I don't know when we get to see the receipts, but I don't know. So she's essentially going on to say she's cracked the case. So what was the FBI there for? Evening, here for some wholesomeness. You're not going to get it tonight. And then this was her final comment of the night. Not when we're talking about KJ. It says, if you lay down with dogs, you'll get fleas. If you're all focused on making content instead of trying to fake evidence, staking, harassing and interfering in someone's business, filing reports and sending death threats, imagine what you all would accomplish. You all have blood on your hands. WOACB Discord exposed my Twitter along with all the other stuff that's blown up. We're getting closer to identifying the source of the threats. I know you think this is personal drama. It's not. This is my livelihood and my business. I also don't tolerate illegal behaviour and anyone trying to harm my family. Mama Bear is out. Interestingly, the person that she called out referred to Mama Bear, talked about being a Mama Bear earlier. So who is Roadhog and why does he hate you? It's hard for me to understand how all these people have nothing better to do than harass you. Get a real job. She says, who cares? He wants attention. Hello, feel the love. So, yeah. But what she does is at the start of this live, she actually starts with comments off. Oh yeah, we do have it. She really got caught. So apparently she's implying that she's caught the person. It's really dangerous. Again, if, let's just say she's wrong, that her and Uni Rock have been naming and shaming all the wrong people. I hope they've got good defamation lawyers. I hope that all these people will go after them. It's not right to be naming and shaming people without proof, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to enlarge this. So, and I need to warn you, there will be a nip slip along the way. All right? So I need to just warn you that there will be a nip slip. All right. All right, let's go.
Hi, guys.
It's too messy now. You love nip slips and more dragons. It's towards the end. I'll try and warn it to you. She it's quite funny actually. When she starts talking about her outfit, the nip comes out. I believe American law is innocent to prove. She can apologize to all these people she has named. No way. She'll find an excuse. Well, that's right, and she will throw somebody else on the bus. What's the bet? What's the bet? She'll throw Unirock under the bus because apparently they're friends again. Yeah, there's a nip slip. But I need to. I just need to warn you, okay?
Hello. I have been trying all day. I was working, and I wanted to keep like all the stuff that's been going on in my personal life, or it's not even my personal life because it's happening to my business. So I guess people always say it's my drama, but it's not really drama. It's literally stuff that's happening to my business. So, anyways, we're getting a lot closer to figuring.
The tires on that poor bus with so many people being thrown under it. Yes, it is getting like that, isn't it? Yes, I also have to tell you about a email I got today because I'm getting all these really weird phone calls and emails now, which I just laugh at.
Figuring out every single person that's doing this stuff. And a couple days ago, I put a teaser out, and about an IP location that we've had for.
So she's saying she's put a teaser out. Isn't that what the FBI does? Isn't it the FBI that does all the investigations and all the setups and all the sting operations?
A while. So we were able to find an IP address of someone that was sending death threats.
Who's we?
And they had been using an IP address. They had been masking.
Just popped in. Emily, she's about to talk about how she's uncovered the whole doxing, harassing thing, and really the FBI are redundant now.
Their IPs, and so basically what they were doing is they were sending death threats to us and to other people during a lawsuit, but then also after a lawsuit. And then when a new lawsuit was filed by Tati or Halo Beauty this past week, the death threats started ramping up again.
Hang on, I thought she said that the death threats had been going non-stop. Now she's saying they're ramping up again. I thought the tease was the nip slip. Her business is her OnlyFans case. Even the FBI have trouble with her IP addresses are traceable, so that cannot be fact. Yeah, I was going to ask the same. Who is we? We're waiting on a nip slip. Yes, we are.
And they were targeting the person that was being sued. And so I started to realize that.
Now, is she talking about they started targeting Swanson now? Because the second one was Swanson. We get a free preview so we don't have to pay.
The death threats are coinciding with people trying to get into the lawsuit. So they're trying to pin people that are a part of the lawsuit into doing things in hopes that these threats might end up in a declaration.
I don't know which lawsuit. What lawsuit she's talking about now? Because I'm confused. Because the last lawsuit that was filed was Halo Beauty or Toddy versus Swanson, and there's been no, other than the fact that they've mentioned Katie as the source. There's nothing there.
Or the people that are sending the stuff will get attention. And during my lawsuit, a lot of these troll accounts thought it was really funny, and they were like getting in declarations, and they were saying, I'm Exhibit E, I'm Exhibit K, I'm Exhibit H.